have to wait.
It's a really uphill battle, and only with President Trump at the helm is there even a chance of doing that. There's some version of the SAVE Act that we can get at least 50 votes as well.
The Save America Act is the poster child for constitutional great legislation, and they won't act on it. What about the walking filibuster? The American people are paying them to do a job. They're not doing it.
Republican Senator from Florida, Rick Scott, joins us now. Senator Scott, President Trump told you guys that you had to do the Save America Act before going on recess. What happened?
Well, the good and the bad for the week is we got Todd Blanche done. We got the Russia sanctions bill done. Government's not going to get shut down October 1. We did get a vote, which was a big deal. We got a vote. All 53 Republican senators voted for a bill on voter ID. And we have a commitment now, when we get back, that we are going to vote on the bill that passed the House already that said there's no insider trading in the Congress and add voter ID. So we're going to get a vote on that. And every Republican senator is going to work to get the reconciliation bill done that will include election security. So while we haven't gotten it done yet, we are not giving up. I hope in the next month everybody calls, every Republican, Democrat senator, and say we've got to get this done. I'm not giving up. I know Mike Lee's not giving up. Ron Johnson's not giving up. So we're going to figure out how to get this done.
And we knew the president's patience with John Thune was wearing thin. Now we know how thin. Listen to this.
Do you want Thune to serve another term as leader? Would you support him?
Well, I don't want to get into that. It's early.
Senator Scott, is John Thune toast?
Well, look, it's hard to be the leader. I ran to be the leader. John Thune won. It's hard to bring everybody together. So, it's a hard job. What I'm working hard to do is make sure that we vote and fight like hell. I personally believe we ought to either get rid of the filibuster or enforce the filibuster. That way, once people finish talking, it's only 50 votes to pass legislation like the Save America Act. We have 53. We've got at least 50, but I think we can get 53 people to pass election security if we could get past the filibuster.
You mentioned, as one of the things the Senate did get done before going on recess, Todd Blanche, now confirmed as the Attorney General. One of the first things he's going to have to decide is whether or not to prosecute Tony Fauci for contempt of Congress. Have you told Blanche what to do there?
Well, what I've talked to, first off, I'm happy he's the Attorney General. This guy, look at his background. He's got a great background, and he's going to do a great job. I've talked to him. He's going to take it seriously. He's going to look into it. The other person you really need to thank is Rand Paul. We wouldn't be where we are, but because what he and his team have done as the chairman of Homeland Security to get Fauci to the table, make him testify, get the diary, release the diary. Now we know we have his phone, so we'll get that information out there. So the public is getting information, even though Fauci would not answer questions, even though he had probably an auto pin pardon. So Rand Paul's done the right thing. I believe Todd Blanche will do the right thing.
And you just mentioned this thing about Tony Fauci's phone. Your committee now has a copy of his COVID task force-era iPhone. I was looking at the Fauci pardon this week. You can see the auto pen signature got cut off there at the bottom. But in this pardon, it basically says that he is not going to get charged with anything that happened during COVID. So what are you guys hoping to get off of his phone?
The truth. I mean, people just want the truth. I mean, this guy had a pardon. All he had to do, come in and tell us the truth. Okay, did it come out of the lab? Did you spend money on gain of function? Did you cause the coronavirus? All right, why did you tell us that our loved ones, we couldn't go see our loved ones in the nursing home, why they died? Why did you tell us we couldn't go to church? Why did you tell us that the vaccine would never, if we got the vaccine, we'll never have COVID again? Why did you, and then why was your diary saying different things? So tell us, people want the truth. Now, they want him to be accountable for lying, but reality is people would be feel better if he said, you know what, I made my best decision. I should have said it this way. I didn't say it this way. I was acting in your best interest. I made a lot of mistakes. He's not willing to do that. And it's a complete cover-up of what he believed and what he told us. And it caused people to die, not see their loved ones, take vaccines when they shouldn't. So many people died because of Anthony Fauci.
And we've got these new pictures of Dr. Fauci, in Washington this week. We'll put him up on the screen. We can't say if he's innocent or guilty, but look at him. He's definitely miserable. Is that the point? Because it is going to be really, really tough to get a jury in Washington, D.C. to jail him on anything.
Well, I think the right thing is, what the Attorney General has to do is go through the process. If he violated the law, he needs to be held accountable. Whatever the jury does, he needs to go and be held accountable. I believe he lied to the American public. I believe it was intentional. I believe he ought to be prosecuted. But that's right. A jury gets to make a decision.
We also have a picture of Mrs. Fauci that we will put up. She's giving the photographer the middle finger. Is she flipping him off, Senator, or do you think she's just signaling that she agrees with you guys? One count of contempt. It's so disappointing. I mean, Anthony Fauci was more worried about going to dinner with Jake Tapper than helping American citizens. He was more worried about fame and fortune than anything else. He used federal resources to go try to make money. So I just wish we could get the truth. And think about it. If we're going to have another pandemic, what's happened is no one trusts the federal government anymore in their information because of Anthony Fauci. We don't trust the CDC, the FDA, NIH anymore. And this is a little bit of a turn, but you guys passed something that Lindsey Graham was talking about in his last hours alive. These new sanctions on Russia. Now the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Putin is figuring out which NATO country to hit with a small-scale land incursion. Is that the next headache?
Absolutely. First off, Putin, Xi, the Ayatollah, Kim Jong-un, they're despicable people. And we all have to understand as Americans, we better understand that if we want our freedom, we're going to have to fight for it. Europe has to stand up and fight for their freedom, and we've got to be an ally to them, but they got to put up their resources first and fight like hell to prevent this. So I'm glad the Russia sanction bill passed. Lindsey Graham was a very good friend. He cared about people around the world, which impacts our freedom also. By caring about Ukraine, all right, he cared about our freedom. So I'm glad the bill passed. I miss Lindsey Graham. He was a great American patriot.
Senator Rick Scott, thank you for being here on the Sunday briefing again. Appreciate it.
Nice seeing you, Peter. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.